Okay, pre-jam show, December 6th, take one. Alrighty guys, welcome to the pre-jam show. This is the little segment that I usually record before we do the code jam. And I usually give this to guys like Adam and Devin who are helping out students, but today is kind of a special one. So I thought I would do something a little bit extra and record a little bit for you guys who are helping out with Code Caravan as well. There's a lot going on, so that I didn't forget anything, I've recorded a little mind map. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to start off right in the middle here with Code Caravan, which is kind of at the start of everything. And there's two directions that I want to go here. So the first has to do with the hour of code that we see right here. So there's good stuff already coming out of Code Caravan, because I was talking with Ben Feist from Taxi, or perhaps Blast Radius, and we were talking about this idea of getting people out of the classroom and into the places where development is done to see it for themselves and learn at the same time. And Ben, unbeknownst to me, was contacted by Angela Napoli, who is from St. Anselm Elementary School. And Angela was wanting to get someone to participate in the hour of code and show kids some code. So we start to come up with a little bit of a formula here where Angela Napoli equals awesome times the number of kids doing code, which is 23. This builds us enough momentum for all of us to get in the Code Caravan and go to Survival Island. So what do I mean by that? Well, Survival Island is an exercise that I like to do that teaches principles of code by getting people to actually act out the parts of an application without realizing it. Then we dive into a little bit of code and we actually build that little application. So the idea is that we're all trying to assemble enough items to survive on a deserted island. And we divide up the groups of students into 4 groups, which include the parts of an application. So we have the data tribe, we have the view tribe, we have the controller tribe, and then we have the users. And then we pick one kid who is acting as the computer error. So this kid goes in and messes things up. And we have to see how the application can respond to keep our items so we can all survive on the island. Then we code it. So that should be a lot of fun. So jumping back into the mind map now, if we go in the other direction, we see the Code Caravan heading on over into Leaflet Town. So what is Leaflet? Well, Leaflet Learning is the software that we've been building, and we've been testing that with a group of 30 students right now. And I want to show you some stuff from Leaflet. We're coming up on the final class of our Vanilla.js course. And so this course is basically, no tricks JavaScript. It is writing code from scratch, no libraries, no frameworks, no nothing, building everything ourselves. And we've built some pretty cool stuff, and I want to show you that. Now that is moving on into the last class, but we see a little bit more momentum building there as well, because shortly in January, that number of students, 30, that we are testing with is going to, boom, explode to 120 students. So our software is going to get a really vigorous workout. This is the same software that we're going to be employing in Code Caravan. So I'd love to keep you guys up to date with our progress on that as we go. Okay, let's go and dive into Leaflet here. So this is the software that we have been building for education, and it's got a couple of specific goals, which are basically to help people learn code. So let me log in, and I'll show you what we've been up to. All right, so we've built this. I'm going to go over here into the lessons. I'm going to jump over into Lab 11 here for a second, And you can see that we've got a pretty nice design going on here that has greatly improved over the time that we've been doing this. I can see from the icons here that I've got some feedback from some students. If I click on it here, what we have on the right-hand side over here is a CodePen embed, and on the left, the feedback. So we can capture everything all in one place. And we have these weekly code jams that are basically forming the format of Code Caravan. So I'll show you a quick view of one of the projects that we've been working on. And this is something people learn to build in our Vanilla.js course, which is a crowdfunding application here. And so this is, you know, in the Vanilla.js course, we learn to build this from scratch. And we show people how to do all the JavaScript of this by themselves without any frameworks or tools. But this is the final class. And so what I've done is hooked up a Firebase backend, and I've taken the code that we wrote from scratch and moved it over inside of React, which is a very popular JavaScript framework. So I'm basically hoping to inspire people to keep learning and keep going with what they've been doing. And I'm pretty sure they are going to do that. And you can see here that I've actually done it up as a crowdfunding solution for Code Caravan. So the idea being that if we wish, we could launch a crowdfunding campaign where people would be able to contribute in order to send people on the Code Caravan, which would be pretty awesome. Now, along with that, I want to show you right here, we have our informational page up, which is information about Code Caravan. And we are looking for the venue sponsors right now. We're doing pretty well. We're up to 7. We need a few more, and we've created this form to let people know what it's all about. You can see right now, the design is nice, the information is good, but it needs something. It needs that little bit of extra magic inside of here. And what I'd like to do, I've reached out to Vicky Liu. And Vicky is a local artist that I've worked with a few times. She was one of our very enthusiastic guides on the fall tour that we have done previously. And I would like to work with Vicky in order to friendly up the look of what we got going on here. You can see that she's got a really unique, really interesting, cool kind of style here. I'll point out some of her vector work that I would really love to do. Check it out, guys. Pretty awesome, right? So I reached out to Vicky, and she said that she's very interested in working on this project, which is exciting. So that is basically what's going on with Leaflet, and so we have those things. We are winding up our Vanilla.js course. We've got a lot of really interesting student projects that we're reviewing. The software is actively in development and getting ready for that explosion of 120 students that we'll be testing it with. And then, you know, we are basically looking to enhance the style of it with some really cool, friendly type of illustration work that one of our talented local artists can do for us. So that is about it for this quick update for December 6th. And I've got a lot of thanks I got to give out to everybody who's been helping me out. And so it's, you know, Jay Hamilton, I want to give a shout out to, Ray de Guzman, Richard Renshaw and Stephen Tremblay, Ben Feist, Sonia Janavjak, Allison Weldon, whom I'm going to be meeting tomorrow, hopefully, Dave, Duncan, Cody, the Rainmaker guys at Raid 43, Vicky Liu, and of course, the team at Oddly, Adam and Devin. You guys are the best, and I couldn't do any of this stuff without your help. And it's exciting time, so let's keep that momentum going. All right.